Flipping, not 101, but 201. We're graduated to the intermediate level of fixing and flipping. Today, we'll be going over lots of really fun things. This is going to be the live trading for Paragon. Paragon is the multiple listing service. We as the brokerage have both SDMLS and CRMLS. CRMLS is everybody across California. SD is just San Diego County. We're going to be able to comp analysis, a renovation for budget. So what we're doing is we're going to say this property is going to take estimated X amount of work to get fixed, right? So we'll just do that. Very, very high level rule of thumb stuff. It's anywhere between 50 and 200 grand, right? That's going to be about what we're doing. How to write offers directly in zip forms. We'll go over that after the presentation so you guys get the actual forms done. And then how to search for the right properties. That's 70% of the whole thing. If you can search the criteria that you put in is correct for what we're looking for, you will be able to find the deals. But if you go outside the parameters, it will be much harder. You'll be spending a lot more time, effort, energy, and money to do that. And then obviously the rules of thumb for flip metrics. Cool? Okay, rules of thumb, super, super easy. Purchase price should be one of these two. This is an or problem, not an and problem. 70% of the after repair value. That gives us enough room to negotiate, include commissions, etc., etc. Okay. Or if the if the ARV is over 1.1, say we have a property that's listed for 1.2, we pick it up at 970, right? As long as we can make about $200,000 spread, that's a good enough spread for us. A great example is if you have an ARV of 9, come on in, Doug. ARV of 900,000, 70% of that 900,000 is in the sixes, right? It's way lower. So 20 or 200,000 off the 900 is 700 grand. That's enough to get introduction, right? It's enough to get the flip done. It's enough to get the remarketing done. But that ends up being, if you do the math, 77% of the ARV. So you go, oh, that doesn't follow my 70% rule. It doesn't really have to, as long as the spread's big enough to make up for it. Did I lose anybody on that? As long as the spread's about 200,000 or so on anything under 1.1, the math still works. Cool? Here's a great one. If the ARV is 1.2, we're using that 70% rule of thumb. So I'm between 840 and 960. Okay? Because the numbers are bigger and because this higher price point is harder for the consumers and consumers to get, we're going to have to take a steeper discount. Fair enough? Yes or no?
Yes.
See or yes? Okay.
Yes,
Tim.
So we see the selling price from the MLS. And,
Sure.
Is there any way that we can directly just calculate the price? Of course, we have to see the house condition, but should we 30 or 40% or something? I don't know. What's the good number?
I'm so glad you said that because it's going to be in my next 11 slides. Here we go. Here's how we're going to do it. We're going to go identify the properties. We're going to run the comps, calculate the ARV, and then we're going to estimate the budget based on pictures, apply the flip metrics as the rule of thumb for the examples, and then we're going to write the freaking offers today, huh? I got 10 of these bad boys. Here's a fun one. Everybody knows how to get to Paragon. If you don't know how to get to Paragon, don't call me. Figure it out. Call your association. I'm not going to help you. If you can't get to this screen, God help you. Once you get to this screen, you're gonna. I see my little highlight. You have to go to the search function, right? Search function is where you find all the stuff for to pick your properties, right? There's 2 to 4s, residential, commercial, business up, whole thing. We're using residential for this right now. Here's a fun one. When you get into the criteria, okay, for me, what I did is I saved this criteria. I have active backhaul market by price between 5 and 800,000 offered on the MLS, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, at least 1,100 square feet. That means, what this means is in real English, is that anything below a 3.2 has very limited flip capabilities because of the limited square footage. So these three work in tandem with each other to create value. If it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, but it's 800 square feet, this room is 800 square feet. I'm exaggerating, but you get where I'm going with this. It's a cracker box. Nobody wants a cracker box for, $800 to $1 million. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Smell what I'm stepping in? Okay. Once you get your criteria to what you like, save the search. Just call it the flip/wholesale model. Just save it. Because otherwise, you're not going to come back in here. What did I do last time? Right? This should be a repeatable thing. You should do this all day, every day. And then up on the top left, you go from criteria to map search. Well, what if I like 3 zip codes? Honey, put the 3 zip codes in. You do you, boo-boo. Whatever you want to do. I like to do the map because it tells me I don't want to go to Imperial Beach. For me, personally, in this own little bubble that is my face, I don't like Imperial Beach. But if you guys like Imperial Beach, do this. Whatever you want to do. This is a you problem, not a me problem. So I like to go all the way up to North County because this is where I like to be, too. But I also encompass the South Bay. This is your problem, your issue. This creates your entire universe to find your properties. It turns out of that criteria, I have on the top left 124 listings currently active. Cool? That means I have 124 properties. I'm going to search every single one of those. Rounding error, it took me 2 hours, 2 nights ago, to go through half of these. So if you work 4 hours a week, you can get through an entire list. 4 hours a week, and you can probably get some deals done. What you're going to have is automatic, is it always sorts by zip code. I recommend not changing that because I like to sort by region. If you want to sort by price, have at it. You want to sort by days on MLS, sure, after you. This is a you problem, not a me problem. But I like to be able to group areas, like zip codes, because if I'm going to comp a property, I'm going to know in that area if I comp one, a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom over 1,100 square feet, in this criteria, I'm going to get something kind of close. Does that make sense? So if I'm looking up Spring Valley and I get Spring Valley and the average home price is $850, I know if somebody's offering $900 on the MLS, probably not a killer deal. Does that make sense? We're going to use data to extrapolate trends in our head. Yes? Yes or yes? All right, cool. Once you're to this screen, this is your workspace. Your list is your workspace. Well, how do I know if it needs fixing or not? Great question. I click on the little picture. And then it pulls up this big picture. Does this look like it needs a lot of work? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, this looks like it needs a lot.
You've got options in that, huh?
Yeah, yes or yes?
Yes or yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So all I do is I just click the thumbnail, it blows it up, and I click through about 15 pictures. It takes, if you're good at it, fast at it, it takes 10 seconds, 15 seconds to go through 10 pictures. You will know that fast if it's going to be good or not. Is it flipped? Is it not flipped? Is it old? Is it new? Cool. Once you identify...
Can I answer that?
Sure.
Having done this in the past, one of the things, and Anthony's laid down an excellent search parameter to get things going. Don't overcomplicate it. However, with a phone call to the tech support at MLS, they can tell you how to search, and you can even put in search words, fixer, rehab, renovation, and there's any number of words that you can use. By a lot of times a listing agent or AI, they'll put that in because they want to disseminate that. So you can add to if you want to in such a fashion. So that's there for you to do if you want to dig deeper.
I'm going to caveat that one more time, and that's only because if you have a list of less than 200, work the list. If your list is 5,000, criteria is too big. That's all. It just creates your workspace. So great, Doug. Thank you for that. Love you, baby. This is good. Once you like a property like this one, this is going to be 760 Nolan Avenue. I'm going to use that as the example because this is going to be on all of our stuff. Yes?
Yes.
Congrats. I clicked the little blue hyperlink. It takes us to the listing. This is all your data up front. This is what they have it listed for, days on market, the whole bit, right? This is all your stuff. The top portion tells us pretty much nothing about this real estate that we want to know. It just tells us what the property is. It doesn't tell us what we really want to know. Fair enough? Because the criteria is taking care of that for us. We need to make sure that this person gets a phone call today. That's it. I don't care if you want to talk about the weather. I don't care if you want to talk about the deal. I don't care if you want to talk call the agent and make friends. Make nice. Be cool. Your network is your net worth. So just make sure you put that person in your list. Down here is where the money is made. It takes two things to look at. Very, very simple. And again, we're talking about speed of getting through the listings, right? The more time you spend, 10 minutes on a listing, too much time. This should be 1 minute tops, maybe 2. Pictures look good, looks like a fixture, open the listing, looks straight, agent's name, got it. What are we looking at first? I'm looking at all the HOA and Melrose fees, okay? What I'm doing is I'm checking to see if I'm gonna go buy it, flip it, resell it, what's gonna be my biggest hindrance? Does it qualify for FHA, VA on the flip, right? HOAs are notorious for stopping deals or slowing flips because they want their piece of the action, because they want to be involved in the flip, whatever it may be. You know, Karen from down the street doesn't like you because you bought the house that her best friend lived in for 50 years. Pick your favorite. So HOAs are a little tougher, so it just gives you kind of what you're looking at. Yes? Yes or yes? Okay. Here's another surefire giveaway. If it has cash or conventional, it usually can't qualify for FHA, VA. Those are usually cash transactions for fixers. Dead giveaway. If it says FHA, VA, that's cool, but it also leads us back to what? Call the agents because they may not know what they're doing, or they may know something that you don't know. Questions to have in the quiver when you make a phone call.
Quick question.
Yes.
Is part of the reason that you're helping everybody identify with FHA or VA, okay, it says cash conventional, you make the phone call to the agent, hey, do you know if they can do FHA, VA? Okay, well, I don't know, I didn't check. Or, and the reason you're asking, you're bringing that, I'm guessing, is because on the ARV, the flip side, you want to have a bigger funnel for capture for buyers.
100%.
Is that part of why you're saying?
That's also because if we're going to wholesale this, we're going to get this tied up to sell it to a really big institutional buyer. That's the first thing they're going to look at. They're going to look at where is it, how much is it, what's the flip cost, and then what's my chance of resale. And if the chance of resale is low because it's in a condo complex that doesn't allow FHA, VA, or FHA or pick your favorite, that limits their end user buyer pool for maximum profit. Fair enough? Thank you. Once we've identified that we like the listing, we want to move forward, guess what? Bang, there it is. This is the fastest way to do it. If you want to comp properties on your own, you do you, baby. I'm just telling you how I do it very quickly. Cool? If you go into the listing, underneath that little picture of the carousel, okay, there's this big yellow button right here. This is the MLS tax suite. Cool? This pulls up your property profile. This is your tax profile, yes? This gives you where it is, usually some pictures, all the fun stuff. We really don't care about this stuff. We're really in it for the big yellow circle, comparables. In the comparables section, it gives you two options. You get to pick CMA client report or quick CMA. If you want to use your CMA client report, go right ahead. It's a lot more labor intensive. This one takes me less than 5 minutes. No problem. If you want to use this, go ahead. You want to use this? It's up to you. Just telling you how I do it. This brings you to a really quick and dirty screen. It shows you all of the criteria here. Please note the criteria search parameters. This is based on your property's listing that you're looking at. This shows that the property type, yep, we're correct. It's plus or minus 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. So if it's a 3-2, we're looking for a 4-2 or a 4 something or a 2 something. Yes? So it searches 4 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, and 2 bedrooms. Same thing with bathrooms. It's either 3 bathrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1 bathroom. Okay?
Yes.
Cool. Acre square feet, plus or minus 20, great comp, no problem. 0.75 miles, great comp for me. I like using it. And then sale dates last 12 months. If you have too many of these, sometimes there's a little red bar that goes across that says you have too many comps. Can't show them all. You would want to take the sale date down to 3 to 6. 3 to 6 is the number. Cool? That gives you the most accurate data. You're looking for between 5 and 9. If you have 1 or 2, not really good enough. You want to get a big picture of the surrounding area. And when you hover your little cursor over this blue bar, which is your S subject property, it's going to give you, based on all the comps, the median price, not the average price. How am I doing? Median price difference from average price?
Median is the middle, average is basically they divide all the prices together divided by the number.
They're weighted equally in average. They're weighted by the real estate, by the price. It's adjusted for how big the outliers are, right? So if you did the average, it brings it down because I have one comp that's 400. My median is through here. So my median's about 825. My average would be about 780 in this example. Make sense? So median's a much better indication of value. And then what do? I just make a little spreadsheet. Just make a little spreadsheet, no big deal. A copy, paste. Whenever I have my daughter sitting on my lap, we work at the computer. Daddy's working, she says, she goes, sit. Okay, sit on my lap. And she goes, copy, paste. I was like, yes, baby, that's all Daddy does, just copy, paste, copy, paste. So Nolan Avenue, guess what? That's our APN, that's our ARV. I came with 830 for the ARV is a quick and dirty. What was our purchase price that they were asking for? $699. So $699 to $830, how close am I? I'm at $130,000 spread. Am I close? Close enough to be dangerous, right? Cool, close to be dangerous. So my goal on this is I want to say, what's 70% of 830, or what's 200 grand off 830, right? Because that kind of fits my metrics for flipping. So if I call up Jessica, the listing agent, and say, hey, I saw your listing here on Nolan. What are we doing here? What's going on? Can you tell me about the financing? What's the price? What's motivation? Is it probate? We'll go over qualifying questions later, but I just want to get you guys in the door. What's going on with the property? I've got a guy, all cash, ready to go. What moves the needle for you? I say that all the time. What moves the needle for you? A lot of times they'll say, well, we have it listed at 7. I've got a bunch of offers at 5. Where do you need to be? Well, sometimes we'll just tell you, right? Especially agents nowadays. If you take 830 minus 200, huh? 630, right? 630. So if you're at 630, everybody else is in the 5s, are you going to win that bid? Much higher likelihood. But unless you call the agent and ask them and round the bid out, hey, I know you're at 690. Say we take it all cash, barely any contingencies, would you be able to do the deal? Just ask them. Because if they say, no, we need more time, then what do? Set a calendar invite, or set a calendar for yourself, and in a month, you give old Jessica a call back. Hey, honey, remember me? I was at 630 a month ago. How does 620 sound? But you get engagement with the properties, okay? If you look, I've got 3 properties listed here. I did this 10 times. Yes? And that's all we're gonna do. Is we're just gonna call the agent, figure out what's going on. If we can do a deal, great. If we can't, no big deal. I at least reached out and said, do you mind if I follow up with you? That's it. If I can follow up with you, we're working. Yes?
Yes.
Congrats. You've officially gotten through most of this. Yes?
Another question?
Yeah.
You mentioned early on, and you may have covered it, what tool you're using to estimate the renovation costs.
Perfect. So what we're doing is we look at pictures. If you're gonna need cosmetic, and I'll go over actual examples in the MLS, right? So that's the most beneficial, I think, exercise. But if you're looking at carpet paint, basic stuff, you know, the roof looks fine, the pool is looking good, whatever it is, right? It's landscaping, barely anything, that's about 50. 50 should be a minimum number for you, no matter what. Cool? If it looks like someone lived in the house for 25 years, 30 years, didn't do a thing for renovation, it's got a breakfast nook that's yellow and orange and brown. You all know what I'm talking about.
You know that's where Doug grew up.
You know that's where Doug grew up. That's gonna be between 100 and 200 grand, because there's gonna be something in the walls. Most likely it's built before 1974. You may have an asbestos problem or a lead-based paint problem. There's other issues that go in. The roof is probably fallen, dilapidated. The rats have been living there for 300 years. Yes.
In addition to that, is there a rule of thumb where you want to do a drive-by personally or something of that nature?
Now, after you've done all of this.
Okay.
After you've done all of this. And if the agent says, no blind offers, respect the no blind offers agent, right? Say, no problem, I got it, you mind if we go? Perfect, I'd love to schedule a time to go. That's all you need to say. Do not push against this. There's too many people out there that just blindly offer. Don't call the agent, build no rapport. Those people will get beat every single time. Even if your offer is lower than theirs, they will choose yours over theirs. Respect the agent, respect the process, do a drive-by. But only after you set the appointment. And if you're gonna do a drive-by, set the appointment to go inside for fuck's sake. Yes?
I realize a lot of the illegal ADUs
Mm-hmm.
existed from the old house.
Yes.
And do they mention at the MLS?
If it's, if the information's, the information's given to the broker, they must disclose. If the information from the seller is given to the broker must disclose.
So maybe not.
It's great.
Can I add to that?
Yes.
Typically, Anthony's point is 100% correct. On the SPQ, seller property questionnaire, and the transfer disclosure, that has to be mandatorily filled in there. But that's it, you don't get that until after you're in escrow.
Correct.
And you open up your deal. But the likelihood is that there's gonna be a disclaimer on the MLS. The disclaimer would look like verify all. So if you start seeing verify all, things like that, you've got a hunch that there's that scenario that something's gonna be getting disclosed.
I'm gonna go back real quick, just to look at this. This section, this big red section, is gonna be the agent confidential remarks, okay, so only agents can see this. You're gonna look for keywords like Doug says, it's gonna be agent to verify all, I'm pretty sure that's actually in here, in this little, it might be actually down here where you can't see it, kind of cut off. But if you look, sold as is, no inspection reports, no nothing, you do you, I'm not responsible, very big indicators for, maybe, roll the dice and see, right? But that's why other flippers come in, other people who are trying to wholesale come in so low. See what I'm saying? Because they don't know. Any unknown variables reduce the price. Fair enough? If risk is unknown, unknown causes extra risk, therefore price gets dropped. Yes or yes? Cool. Any more questions before we move on?
I do have a question.
Shoot.
You earlier, mentioned about like basic cosmetic fixing, 50 grand. Will the fixers usually also look at the plumbing things?
Yes,
Okay.
always.
Okay.
That's the first thing I look at. I only say that's the first thing I look at. Come on in. I only say the plumbing is one of the first things I look at because when I bought my house, it was post-flip. They did ABS throughout the entire house on the bottom. So the inspector came back, no problems, no issues. I said, great, love this. They did not change any of the piping in the walls. The walls were all still cast iron. So I had spent $17,000 replacing all the pipes that went, I don't know, a foot from where the exit or entrance was down to the ABS. And they left from the wall, from where that property or where the house ended into the dirt, there was a 25-foot sewer line, still cast iron, they did not replace. So that was another line shooter, right?
The reason I was talking about because I just closed a deal that had a new ADU and also an old bonus room for the back.
Nice.
Yeah, so when the inspection was done and the report came out, it was so funny. I mean, in the main house, 2 of the bathrooms, there's no flush.
They don't flush. Bummer.
It's just all the way directly down to the bottom of the house.
Oh, there's no even hookups. No hookups. It just goes into the dirt.
Yes, exactly.
That's a capital
So
G
I'm
for
like, I
us.
talked to the listing agent, he said, hey, what's going on? So we were trying to pull out from the offer. So they're, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So the seller was willing to fix everything, including the plumber.
Wow.
Yes.
I would have taken 50 grand off personally, but that's just me.
But at least you had the seller that's willing
To do it
But it's good that he's willing to do
Absolutely.
immediately.
Yeah.
immediately.
Yes.
That's great.
Mhm.
That's good. That's great. Oh, I love that. Yeah, especially now, anybody who's left over in the real estate business, so just left over is kind of a harsh term, but 40% of the real estate agents survived, not left, survived. Okay, and then of those 40% that survived, only 5 or 10% of the 40% did more than one deal last year. Yeah, that's a real statistic. I was like, oh, what? Again, I saw it on like Instagram or something. So I'm not sure how
And
real that
they
is. I gotta
say-
verify.
They say that about maybe another 40% of those realtors will not make it next year.
Then we'll make it next year. You are gonna be in the wheelhouse of some really great opportunities, and the people that know each other and stick around, we're gonna be calling Jessica for a lot more deals. And that's why this whole sentence, this second sentence, exists. Even if you don't think it's a deal, call them. And if they answer, which they will, because they're survived the business, right? Ask them if they got more stuff coming up. Because I did a deal, it's on Beach Street, it was listed, I didn't get the deal, it says all the time, but the seller has 11 more properties. And I'm about to get my offer accepted this afternoon on the second property.
Okay.
And then I also have another offer coming in today on a third property that's also off market.
So I called Jessica,
Yes,
and Jessica said yes, and every negotiation was done. What's your buyer?
I'm the buyer.
Oh, okay.
How's that?
Great.
I've got Johnny's the buyer, I'm a buyer,
I see.
I've got an institutional buyer. The buyer is not the problem.
So you're the wholesale buyer?
Oh, yes,
Oh, good to know.
absolutely. I will sign that deal down. I'll sign that deal myself.
Please, I will.
Please sign here. But also, Johnny can sign that deal because there's separate entities purchasing, right?
So good to know.
Yeah. So we are the buyer. This is the reason we want to do this, because we have our own investment realty homes and loans. Yes.
I know.
And we can also do our own loans. You know, hard money. Anyway, yes or yes?
Hard money the easy way.
Hard money the easy way. I love you, Doug. Okay, you guys want to look at stuff? No?
Yes, please.
Well,
Show us your last deal, the one that you did, and you break it down how you set it up.
which one?
The last one that you did, like, you
Nolan?
I don't know.
The one that's listed right now with Jessica?
Yeah, I don't know what your last deal is. But I just wanna
Last
see-
closed deal?
Yes, yeah.
My last closed deal was an off market, so I wouldn't find it here. But I can show you where I got Beach. So Beach Street was part of the criteria. It closed. He sold to somebody else. But because I was calling the agents, I just created rapport with the agents. So I just kept calling the agents back.
Mhm.
Hey, this is Anthony John. Remember you from like 3 weeks ago? Yeah, buddy, how you doing? Great, let's go get drinks. By the way, you got something coming up? That's all I do. It just once every couple of weeks. So that's how I got this deal I'm about to open escrow on.
Ah.
So that hit the market 3 days ago. But I've been talking to Mark for a couple of months.
Mhm.
Mark, property hit the market for 1.2 million,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna tie it up for 970.
Okay, interesting.
Because
So-
we've already inspected, we've got there's a foundation issue, there's cosmetic issue. I walked the property before it was on the market. So if you build the rapport, they'll let you in. Even if you they put it on,
Mhm.
you still have a chance at it, right?
Do you find that works better than just going on the MLS and deals?
How do I find the agent's info if it's not in the MLS?
No, but I'm talking about building the relationship. I mean, obviously you gotta find them somewhere, so you
Mhm.
find them, you build the relationship, and then you get the sweet deals because you built the relationship.
It's twofold. I can hit the search button, go to residential, hit load search. Guess what? Mine's right here. Flip wholesale. Copy. Paste. See how fast this is? It's so simple. Stupid. 123, I lost one. Thinking, processing, working, doing, loving. Wow. Hey, look, there it is. Let's do that one. So this one right here. Well, let's actually go through the steps. First thing I do, pull it up. All right, this looks pretty bad to me. Let's blitz through this. You ready? Oh, looks like new carpet, new paint. Is there anything falling down? Kitchen's got to be redone. This looks old, older than dirt to me. Look at that. Everything's got to be redone here. Cool. Popcorn ceilings. Bathroom had no floor, right? Bathroom. Okay, nothing's been updated. It looks like in at least 20 years. Okay, that's probably gonna have termite damage on it. No landscaping, big lot, cool. What's that? Okay, cool layout. It's the garage, spoiler, right? So I just looked at this real quick. What do you guys think that's gonna cost to redo?
100?
Yeah, 100 to 125. Right off the top of my head. Quick and dirty. It's between 1 and 125. Cool. Do I know that for a fact? No, but if I've seen 100,000 of these, like that's kind of what I'm doing. Just estimating, right? So I know that if I can get Nolan for 630, I've got a really good deal. Cool. Same concept here. Open the MLS. look for it as is, call Jessica.
How much did you say you're making off on that one?
So what I did, remember this was part of the example? I went and comped it already. I went to I went to right
You
here.
said 620, right?
I said 6:30.
Oh, do you offer? I offer 620.
You did?
I said no.
Oh yeah, you offered 6:20? Did you call Jessica already?
Yes.
Perfect. What'd she say?
She said no. They're firm at asking.
Okay. Did you ask any questions before you said, here's the price we're willing to offer?
Oh no, I spoke to her before and she's one of those agents that don't share anything. She said just submit it. So I submitted, called her after, and then I asked for an update because she took like 3 days.
That's fine.
Called her back and she said, no, we're firm. We're not accepting any investor offers for coming in at asking.
Okay, sounds great.
So I said I'll follow up with her.
30
If
days.
anything else changes.
30 days. See how fast that was? 2-minute conversation? No problem. Let's move on to the next one because I have 122 more of these.
Oh, so you don't waste your time on that one then.
Right. Don't get stuck because you're comfortable looking at something. Keep going. Yes.
So when you put the offer on the buyer, you just put, the IR?
I would just speak to John because he has two. So it's Mr.
Got it.
Realty he uses, or he uses the other one we have, We Buy Properties.
So we need to talk to them before we put it?
Yes,
Okay.
whoever, John, Anthony, whoever buyers they have available. Because sometimes, depending on that property, they may have someone perfect for that property. So maybe Anthony has a better buyer.
And then you put cash offer?
Yes, cash
Okay,
out.
good.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
And to build on that little dialogue you guys just had, it might be an idea as well, after you do the numbers, to run it by whether it's Johnny or Anthony, hey, did I miss anything on the numbers, here's how I did the numbers,
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
right? And then
Yeah,
they
sure,
could,
yeah,
Mm.
you
exactly.
could learn while you're doing it.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's right. And if you follow this kind of the rule of thumb stuff and you just say, well, I'm just going to write the offers and submit them, you could have, you could have 30 offers sitting in DocuSign over to Johnny, and he'll look at them.
So yeah, so what I do, I will send a link. You know how you go to email, I'll copy the link, and then what number I think that would make a good deal, and then either he agrees with it, he'll leave it alone and say yes, or he'll adjust it with the number he thinks is right. That's how I do it, so it's faster, link, and then the number right there, and then that's how we go back and forth. So it's easier.
So I have a question. So say, for example, we saw the same property. I didn't know she put the offer, so I put an offer as well with the same company. So is it possible that whoever put the offer, just let the company agents know? Or-
That is so smart.
Yeah, we used to do
I
that.
invite all of you to pull it out, all your MLS. I invite everyone to do the exact same search criteria, and I will bet every single one of you at least $1,000 that I'm the only guy that will make offers. I have done this training at least 10 times. And I have never run into a situation where Raina has offered on one, besides this one example, because it's literally the first one I
Me neither.
came up with. I've
Me
never
neither.
run across
Raina's a two.
dual property like that.
Yeah.
Because Raina's search criteria is vastly different than mine. See what I'm saying? Because
Me and Tito, Vicente. Me and Vicente are a little bit more same criteria, so we got ran into each other. So what we did
Yeah.
is a Google. Sorry, you're techie. What was it? Google net sheet? What did you do for us?
Yeah, we created a spreadsheet on Google Drive and we just made sure we weren't stepping on each other's,
So we shared it with each other, and
you
whenever
guys made a spreadsheet?
yeah, because it was like twice for
Oh, you guys made a
today.
spreadsheet?
Yeah.
That's so
it'll be like
weird.
his
It's so
column,
weird.
It'll be his column and my column, so we make sure we don't make an offer on the same.
I feel like I've done this before. I'm having that deja vu that I've done this training before.
Yep, it works.
It works.
It works. Here's a fun one. If you start to see, like, I did a lot of like Lemon Grove, Spring Valley, El Cajon. I just know those areas so well because I lived there and lived there. I'm seeing a lot of probates. Flat out, I know this isn't a deal, and I know that's not a deal, right? Even though I know they're not a deal, I have notes that says call John and whatever, or Christina or Sergio about other probates coming up. Because if they get their probate deal from some attorney, I need to know where they're getting their probates from. I need to know if they have a flow of probates, and can I be the ones to bid on those? You start building an agent network as well as just trying to find transactions. It's two things at once. You're doing two major lead gen sources by doing one thing. We okay on that? It makes sense to everybody? Okay. Questions, comments, concerns? Yes, Tim.
So probate property takes longer.
Different-
That's why it's a little cheaper. We can think like that.
How much time we got? I'll sum up.
I know.
No, no.
it's a big topic, so-
No time. Reader's Digest. No. Cliff Notes. Okay, the probate is when somebody dies, goes to the attorney turns around and they have to put it on the market based on the probate courts, right? Probate court either has to approve or deny. I'm getting too far in the weeds already. It's either court approved or court not approved for the probate, right? All the probate means to you is it's on a separate piece of paperwork that you submit and then they do their stuff. But you're able to make offers on those properties based on what the rules are for probate, right? Without getting in the weeds. I'm trying not to get in the weeds on this.
Depends on the situation.
Depends on the situation, 100%. Because it could be they put it on with court required confirmation, or they don't. It's without court
Even though they
confirmation.
have a good price, they list a very good price.
Yes.
But they're sitting out there like 90 days.
Correct.
Sometimes. And I don't get it. Why? Is it like a legal problem?
They could be reviewing